What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mommy Bomb. Today what I got for you is a delicious food, one of my favorites, and it is called Bibimbap. Let's check it out. Bibimbap is translated as mixed rice, okay? Literally, mixed rice. So in Korea, what we do is we put all kinds of different vegetables, some meats, and all kinds of stuff, some spicy stuff. We mix it all together, and we call it mixed rice, or bibimbap. You know what I'm saying? But it's super delicious. It's one of my favorite foods. It's one of my family's favorite foods, and everybody just seems to love this dish. Okay. So before we get started, here's what you're going to need.
I'll give you some time to write this down.
And with the beauty of bibimbap, you can put whatever vegetables that you want in it. You can put more, less. If you put none, I mean, it'll kind of defeat the purpose. But you can put whatever you want. So let's go ahead and get started.
First things first, we're going to start boiling our bean sprouts. Take you a pot, dump your bean sprouts in there, fill it up with water, and give it a boil. And you want to boil this for at least 20 minutes. So after your bean sprouts have been boiling for a little bit, we're going to turn down the heat and let them simmer for a little bit. And at this time, you go ahead and add your salt. Next, we're going to take our zucchini and your carrots and cut them matchstick style, like this. Then you're going to put all of your ingredients in separate bowls, yeah? Next, take your cucumber, and we're going to chop this up a little bit different. I'm going to quarter this cucumber, like so. Next, with our shiitake mushrooms, we're just going to slice these up into slices. Nothing fancy. Like so. You have all your ingredients chopped up. What we're going to do is we're going to take some salt and we're going to sprinkle it on your ingredients, except for the shiitake mushrooms. The shiitake mushrooms are just fine the way they are. Now the goal of this is basically what we're doing is we're going to have our vegetables, they're going to sweat with all this salt on them, and basically it's going to soften them up. So that's what the goal is here. Now let's make our marinade for our meat. There's going to be 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, a tablespoon of sugar, 4 cloves of garlic, chopped green onions, and a sprinkle of sesame seeds. And let's go ahead and add our meat inside. Try to get the stir fry style cut meat from your butcher. To get your meat in there, go ahead and get down and dirty. Go ahead and cover it and put it in the refrigerator to let it marinate. So it's been about 20-30 minutes roughly cooking the bean sprouts. So around that time, let's go ahead and take it out, okay? But you don't want to get rid of the water, just take out the bean sprouts. So after you take the bean sprouts out, you want to leave a little bit left inside your water, because water is going to be like a little soup, okay, that you're going to eat with your bibimbap. So let's go ahead and start seasoning this little soup, okay? Take some soy sauce, a little bit. That's good. Take some green onions, and a little bit of salt.
Okay, now it's time to cook the rice. First thing we're going to do is get our rice cooker. Now, if you want to get good rice, this is the key. You want to get a rice cooker. If you think about it, us Asians have rice cookers for a reason, because it's the only way to really cook rice. But anyway, first you want to rinse it. And you want to do it until the water is not so murky. To get the right amount of water, stick your finger into the water, and when your finger touches the very top of the rice, the water level should reach your first line of your finger, like that, see? That means it's good to go. After that, stick it in your rice cooker, close it, turn it on, and let it do its thing. So the next step is we're going to blanch our spinach. So get your water and start to boil it, okay? When it starts to bubble a little bit, then you know it's good to go. Take some spinach and place it into your water. After the spinach is nice and wilted, take it out, put it into a strainer. Then take your spinach and run cold water over it to stop the cooking process. Now let's go ahead and start putting it all together.
First thing we're going to do is cook the meat that we marinated earlier. You're going to get your pan nice and hot, dab of oil in here, start adding our meat. And all you want to do is just brown the meat. Now it's time to cook our vegetables. Get your pan nice medium, let's say about a 4. Now put your little bit of sesame oil on here, okay? And take your bean sprouts first and place them in. The bean sprouts in the sesame oil, give it a little bit of flavor. Add some green onions. And a dash of salt. Well, add your zucchini in here. Sesame oil. Give it a mix. This time we're going to add sesame seeds. Same thing with the carrots. Place them in the pan. Dash of sesame oil. Now with the cucumbers, a little bit different. We're just going to place them in here. The spinach, you got to be kind of quick too, okay? The spinach, it's already been blanched. So we just want to add a little bit of flavor to it. So it's going to put a little bit of green onions on here. And you guessed it, dash of sesame oil. And also some sesame seeds. The last thing we're going to do is put our shiitake mushrooms in here. A little bit of regular oil so they don't burn. And we're just going to tender these up a little bit. In the meantime, the rice was done. So you take it and you need to turn it over and mix it around, okay? Because if you don't, it just becomes flat and it's not as, I guess, good to eat per se. Let's have a taste test, huh? Oh yeah. So this right here, my friends, is what takes the bibimbap to a whole new level. Okay, and this, my friends, is called a torsot. Okay, it's basically a clay or stone pot that us Koreans use to make soups or bibimbap or anything like that. Now, if you don't have one of these, that's perfectly fine. You could probably do the same or get the same results by putting this next part what I'm about to show you into like a saucepan. But if you don't want to do that, you could have just like regular bibimbap, which is just in like just a regular bowl. Okay, so let's get started. This is the first step you're going to do. We're basically heating up the clay pots. Okay, now you don't want to just heat them up. You want to place some sesame oil inside of the clay pots so they don't crack. Okay. Next part, as you can see, is we're going to place the rice inside of the clay pots, and you hear it crisp crackling and cooking. It's going to give it a nice crispy texture on the bottom. And now all we're going to do is add our ingredients we cooked from earlier. And a little sesame oil. We're going to crack an egg right in the middle. Sprinkle some sesame seeds on it. And voila. And the very last step is to add our good friend Gochujang. Depends on how spicy you like it. I normally get 1 heaping spoonful and place it in here. Now you notice that I put that egg in there. And you're like, why did you put a raw egg in there? Well, the heat from the rice and all this other stuff is going to cook that egg as you eat it. So you want to mix it up. Hence, bibimbap, mixed rice. See that right there? See that? That's that crispy texture I was telling you about.
Alright, let's have a little taste test. Super hot. Mmm. That's a thumbs up for me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Become part of the Umami Posse. And we'll see you next time.